duo. The duo. The duo.
Episode 77, Dane, the Tyron Smith episode of the Duo Sports and Stuff podcast.
Which means we might play about 10 or 15 minutes of it, and the rest of it we're going to be missing. So go ahead.
Episode 77 of the Duo Sports and Stuff podcast. My name is Deonte. I'm joined by my ace, my best man, my guy, Dane Beasley. Dane, how you doing this early morning of March 10th?
Doing pretty well, man. Doing pretty well. Yeah, doing pretty good, man. Doing pretty good. You know, just chilling, big chilling. Ready to talk about some very interesting things, man. Some great things, bro. I don't know if you're going to preface the episode with any spoilers, but I mean, if I may,
go ahead.
We got a Super Bowl winning quarterback to just switch conferences, and now he's going to be surrounded by some talent on the defensive side of the ball. I'm talking about first round bust Carson Wentz here.
I knew you about that. I was waiting. I knew it.
I'm kidding.
I knew you setting that up. Yeah, man. Crazy
jokes.
Yeah. Oh, maybe it's just jokes. Crazy quarterback news. Obviously, seems like the NFL is rivaling the NBA's offseason of how crazy all the moves have been.
And
drama, exactly. And may I speak, sir?
Oh, of course. Please have the floor. The red carpet is rolled out for you, Negro Damas.
Just my mic. I will say this. I knew it. I knew it. When people said Aaron Rodgers to Broncos, I said, no, I want Russ. When they said Deshaun Watson to the Broncos, I said, no, I want Russ. I said it in November, said it in December, said it in January, said it in February. And lo and behold, the Lord said, son, I'm going to bless you. I'm going to bless the Broncos. Russell Wilson, pending all the legalities and the contract signing and all these things, but he passed his physical. He's a Denver Bronco. He's going to be a Denver Bronco. Crazy news breaking this week. The trade negotiations apparently have gone down the past few days, and the Broncos agreed to send Drew Lock. Thank you, Lord. Noah Fant, Noah Fant is okay. I've had my gripes with him about his toughness, his blocking mentality. There are games where he just explodes, where he's just, have those games where he's great. But then there's other times where he's just not playing at a great level. And so we sent him. We sent him and Shelby Harris 2 first-round picks, 1 in this year's draft, which is the number 9 overall pick, and 1 in next year's draft, 2 second-round picks and a 5th-round pick for Russell Wilson and a 4th-round pick. And, obviously, the Denver Broncos problem the past few years, ever since Peyton Manning has left, has been the quarterback position, right? The defense, although it hasn't been the last 2 or 3 years, the defense has been elite, like enough to where you can make a legitimate playoff run. Yeah, it has.
Above average. I'd say above average.
I'd say top 5 defense. I don't have the stats in front of me. We're just gonna roll with it now because
in the words of your boy academics, I'll call them academics. In what way though? In what way though?
It's always been a quarterback away, right? And Drew Lock,
the future, the franchise.
We gave him 2 or 3 years, right? He couldn't beat Teddy Bridgewater last year in the quarterback competition. Had Joe Flacco there for a few years, couldn't beat Joe. Okay. He's had his chances, right? And you with a move like this, you have to make it if you're the Denver Broncos. History lesson. Quick history lesson.
Oh, okay.
Who won the Super Bowl this past season?
I think it was not the Detroit Lions, the Los Angeles Rams, right?
Yes. Okay. Matthew Stafford traded there from the Lions. won a Super Bowl.
Okay.
Year before that, Tom Brady left New England to go to Tampa Bay, won a Super Bowl his first season.
I follow.
Right? So it's a pattern here, right? We see these big name quarterbacks switching franchises that probably a quarterback away, right? And we've seen immediate success. And that's not to say that this translates exactly that way, but putting Russell Wilson on the Denver Broncos roster, and I'm a Denver Broncos fan. Everybody knows that, but I'm taking a step back.
Okay.
You put Russell Wilson on that team and not having to give up Jerry Jeudy, which I thought was going to be a possibility. Not having to give up Cortland Sutton. Not having to give up KJ Hamler. Not having to give up Tim Patrick. Running backs. Javonte Williams is still there. If we can re-sign Melvin Gordon is there. And I have a feeling Melvin Gordon and Russell Wilson were teammates in college. So I feel like Melvin Gordon will want to re-sign and come back and run it back with this team. I mean, how can you not say this is not an opportunity for the Denver Broncos to make a Super Bowl push this season? Putting Russell Wilson, Super Bowl winning quarterback, on that roster on the offensive side, got Nathaniel Hackett now as the head coach, an offensive-minded guy who worked with Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. Look, what people don't know, he was also the offensive coordinator for the Jacksonville Jaguars that year. They took Blake Bortles took them to the AFC Championship, and he was able to work wonders on him. So, and then of course we talk about the defense. Pairing, the defense is, just holding it down long enough.
Above average, carrying the war.
No. What I'm saying, they've carried the team. When the offensive struggle. So, I think it's a perfect matchup. I think, when the news dropped, I did text you. That was funny. I'll say that. I texted you. I said, we got Russ. And Dane thought I meant we got Russell Wilson to come on the podcast, which was
I was so hyped, and I was like, wait a minute. Man, this is exciting. And about 5 minutes later, while I was on the call at work, I was saying, somebody calls you. It's typically not, it's not courteous to put them on hold. Like, if somebody calls you and they put you on hold, I was like, okay, bet. So I, hop on Twitter, scroll, like, Russell Wilson, you traded to the Broncos. I was like, oh, man, this whole time dude was happy about Russell Wilson coming to his team. I thought he said, oh, bro, we got Russell on the podcast. I was so hyped. My first question was like, which Russ? And I was like, Russell Westbrook or Russell Wilson?
Russell Westbrook don't want nothing to do with a podcast right now.
Yeah, absolutely not. But yeah, I was, after the dust settled and I realized this was a more celebratory reason for you about your team, I was okay. That's cool and all. That's good. Let me text my brother, see if he's still alive and okay in his inside of his body. His spirit's still inside the flesh of his body. So I'm happy.
And then of course,
y'all, man.
But the AFC West now, right? With Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Derek Carr. He got the Raiders into the playoffs last year.
Absolutely.
You mean you can argue that's the best quarterback division in football, but what? Yeah, I've talked for the first 7-8 minutes about Denver. What do you think about the trade,
bro? I was excited, man. Y'all have an opportunity to beat the Chiefs again, bro. Like that's going to be a marquee game now heading into the season with the opportunity to potentially play 3 times in one season. So that's huge. My main concern was more my immediate thought was like, dang, that must suck for DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett. Like those guys, they have been phenomenal with the support that they've received from Russ, and to see that all go completely downhill with their new quarterback. I'm assuming their new quarterback understanding is going to be your boy, the franchise, Drew Lock. So it's like
that was another question I was going to ask you. So Denver sends them, 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and a 4th, I believe. I don't know. Do they roll with Drew Lock, or they look at a quarterback in the draft, or do they package those picks for somebody like Deshaun Watson?
Here's the thing. Now, Deshaun, it's a very time sensitive situation because tomorrow, Deshaun Watson, he has that, I think, that grand jury situation. So they're going to bring up evidence, and you could see a bunch of teams fall back from whatever, it could potentially, a bunch of teams could fall back based on the evidence that's, provided and, to the public. But they might have, with this coming after the combine and in the middle of pro days, they might have fallen in love with the quarterback, bro. With him having the number 9 pick, right, of this particular draft, they might have fallen in love with the quarterback. And the interesting thing about this draft, there isn't a solid QB1. I mean, you might have, Kenny Pickett is the number 1 guy on some boards, and then of course you might have Malik Willis as the number 1 guy on other boards. But there's no consensus on the number 1 guy for plenty of positions entering or coming into the draft here in a few weeks. But that being one of them, they might have fallen in love with somebody at the combine. So who knows? But if they did, this is the perfect opportunity for them to start a rebuild. You have a seasoned head coach with questionable time management and play calling, but the opportunity to bring in or promote from within. Who knows? Pete Carroll's days might be numbered or they might not be numbered, but the point of the matter remains they're going to have a new guy under center, whether it's Drew Lock, unfortunately, or if it's one of these rookie quarterbacks that might, come into play, or who the hell knows? It might be a current veteran right now with as much QB movement we've seen, just in the past 24 hours. Who knows who could be their quarterback? But they have a plan in place. Obviously, I wouldn't trust anything they say because just a week ago, Pete Carroll's like, Russell Wilson's our quarterback. So it's like he's not the quarterback anymore. But it's funny. Another funny thing about the whole trade situation is the teams who he refused to lift his trade clause for. Like with
Commanders
the Eagles.
Right.
Eagles. So I'm like, it's crazy.
As a Cowboy fan, I know that you find that very much so amusing.
Oh, it's funny as hell. Question for you. So with this new change in quarterback, and I know it's been leveraged before in the media, just in just a short, 24 hours or whatever. But to you, is this more of an appealing landing spot for a new owner for the team? Like bringing in a new guy like with qualities and leadership capabilities like Russ. Like, what does that bring? Does that bring you optimism, or you don't even care about it? You got the quarterback that you want.
Oh, no. I definitely care. We've talked about it a few episodes, Dane, about, the Broncos ownership situation. And I think this can only, they can, this move only elevates the value of the team. Like, right. I mean, you got a franchise quarterback now, a guy that has seen as, probably one of the most popular, polished good guys. Like, this is the prototypical franchise quarterback, right? Smiling all the time, great leadership,
got a comb over
that you want, huh?
got a comb over. He got a comb over.
Got a baddie as a wife, you know what I'm saying? So, like, if you're an owner, like, why would you want to take control of this franchise, right? And even more so, the Broncos historically has always been like one of the top 5, 6 in value as far as.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Right? I thought you were about to say something else. I'm like, boy,
you talking about Super Bowls?
No. Just in terms of players or success, but I mean, I would say top 10 in terms of success.
just value, like the brand, the Broncos brand has been a good one. So yeah, I think this move only elevates that, and of course, I mean, the free agent side of it. I mean, I don't know what other glaring needs we need. Hopefully, Vaughn was teasing. I don't know if you saw that, Dane. Vaughn was teasing coming back to Denver, but we'll see how that goes. The Rams are going to try to make their pitch for him, but I would love, obviously, Vaughn to come back to the Denver Broncos.
Y'all gave up the first and the second for this year in terms of day 2 picks, right?
Yeah, we still have one more. We still have one more second round pick. We have one second round pick.
So this last time I talk about the draft, but the draft is deep. 100, 125 picks is deep.
And
There's
fast.
So much depth. Exactly. Fast, depth, deep, full of polished dogs. So if there's a need that you have either on your offense, because we've seen, the past few years, Russ running for his life. We've seen that. If there are holes that need to be.
Look, and this offensive line in Denver extremely better than what he's seen the last few years in Seattle.
Absolutely. So there are plenty of opportunities for you guys to fall in love with the guy that you need to just pick, plug and play. That's the last I talk about the draft right now.
Back to the Seattle side of this thing, Dane. We talked about the quarterback situation that they face, and I as you were talking about it, I googled Pete Carroll's age, and he's the oldest. Did you know he's the oldest coach
80,
in the NFL?
81, right?
No, he ain't that old. He's 70. He's 70.
Hey, he's a sharp dude, though. He seemed like at first glance, like maybe 50 or 60, but dude is old.
I didn't know he was the oldest.
I know his secret, bro. I know his secret. It's that damn bubble gum, bro. Whatever he's chewing in the gum, that's bringing his youth down. Every time he chews a piece of gum, it subtracts, months off of his life. So it's just like boom, 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 getting younger, boom, boom, getting younger. So that hubba bubble, whatever he's chewing, is the secret, bro. I'm telling you, it's the juice.
Because he's the oldest coach, I'm thinking this is my mindset. I'm thinking he doesn't want to. I don't think he wants to wait around for a rookie quarterback to eventually become that guy. Because I think he's kind of seeing the end of his career, kind of making one last ditch effort to push for playoff push or whatever you may be.
Did Pete tell you that himself?
I think he did. I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna use these picks to try and go after Deshaun Watson. I think they should have 3 first-round picks now, 1 for next year. But depending on what happens in his legal situation, obviously, I think they're gonna make a big push for him. As we'll talk about in these next few stories, Aaron Rodgers is off the board. Carson Wentz, whatever you think about him, is off the board. So the quarterback market, the quarterback market is shrinking. So I think Seattle is going to make a push just due to the fact that Pete Carroll doesn't have that many years left in coaching. That's what I think. So, but Russ is a Denver Bronco, man. I woke up the next day in shock. Still, like I couldn't believe it.
Boy, woke up smiling.
Yeah.
Boy, woke up smiling. The wife thought it was her, and it wasn't. She was like, in the back of her mind, she's like, oh, yeah, Russ is in town. Like,
Russ.
She's like, you should smile like that more often.
Mr. Unlimited. You seen that video? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He's unlimited. He's so corny, man. I love him.
He is himself. We are not a monolith, and I appreciate it. We need all types of brothers, even the corny ones, man. So it's all good. I'm with that.
So this was the second big quarterback move of the week. The first one, long-awaited move after weeks and weeks. Aaron Rodgers announced that he was returning to the Packers. Dane,
soldier,
first thing that came to your mind when you saw that news. Like I felt like we kind of all figured that, but
I thought he was gone. It's well noted. It's well noted. I thought Buddy was gone. But it makes complete sense in terms of drama or just a headline. Like even still, I'm like, well, actually, guys have to deny all reports that came out about me signing a deal. Yes, there's a contract on the table. Nothing particular. Like, okay, Aaron. Okay, we get it. Way to go, buddy. But I'm glad it's over. ... I
think everybody is from Packers fans.
At the first sign of trouble, let them go on a 2 or 3 game losing streak, or him, declining sharply. If he has anything of resemblance to Peyton or Ben's last, few games, all hell is gonna break loose, and it's gonna be funny as hell to watch and unravel. But happy for him, man.
And they franchise tag Devonte Adams, so he'll have Adams back. Yeah. But I think it all comes down like Rodgers has won back-to-back MVPs, right? Or did Lamar Jackson win it and then he won it? Anyway,
who won it last year?
I want to say Rodgers. Let me look that up real quick.
Or did Pat what? Wait.
NFL MVPs.
I can't.
We're gonna try to be factual here on the duo.
I think he won 3 seasons ago.
Guys astray.
2 seasons ago.
Okay, Rodgers back to back. He won it this year, won it last year, and then Lamar's before that. Okay, gotcha. So, Aaron Rodgers back to back MVPs, right? And we talked about the validity of that award because they really don't take into account the playoff part of it.
Right.
And so Aaron Rodgers always plays, amazing from week 1 to what we got week 18 now.
Yeah.
The
I think I
problem
see where you're
has
going there.
become in the playoffs where he doesn't look like the same guy, right? Yeah. Now, one can say the defenses are prepared for him, right? The defense understands what he wants to do, where he wants to go with the football, the tendencies, all that. Mm-hmm. I think if you're a back-to-back MVP, you've won a Super Bowl. Okay. You have to play better in the playoffs. You're at home, right? They were the number 1 seed this year, right?
Yeah, but it was a bad year for top seeds this year, if I remember correctly.
Right. But
or for home teams.
It comes down to playing better in the postseason. Like, absolutely, if you're supposed to be one of the best quarterbacks of all time, as Stephen A. Smith will say, the bad man, Aaron Rodgers, right? You have to play better.
I can agree to that.
You have to play better. The defense, compared to what he's had previously, the Green Bay Packers defense is
that was a Hall of Fame
really
level
good.
defense. That was a Hall of Fame level defense in what he's normally used to playing with, aside from that Super Bowl season and the season before that.
I can say Green Bay lost this year because of Aaron Rodgers. He did not play well.
Oh, he didn't.
Right? And so it no matter what happens, or should I say, if he decided to go to Denver, if he decided to go elsewhere, it would have all came down to what he does in the postseason. Okay. So whatever happens from week 1 to week 18 this coming year, every year moving forward with Aaron Rodgers, it won't matter. The only thing that would matter is how this team finishes in the playoffs, how he plays in the playoffs, right? Okay. That's fair. That's what I think about, this situation. Like, nothing matters for him from week 1 to week 18. It's what you do come playoff time.
Yeah, if you want to be, I mean, obviously, when you get compared to the greats, most of what they talk about is, unfortunately, is the most inflated QB stat, and that's quarterback wins.
QB wins.
It's more of a team stat than anything. If you want to really go off of some quarterbacks, like the clutchness or thereof, 2 minutes. Look at the last 2 minutes of games that they've won. And how they performed. Maybe you could look at that if you want to talk about just how important a quarterback is, or how great their legacy is. But playoff success definitely should take a front seat when you're talking about quarterbacks in that conversation. So I got you.
Yeah, man. Step it up, A-Rod. Dane, we talked about earlier in the podcast about Carson Wentz. And so in the news this week, of course, he got traded from the Indianapolis Colts after only 1 season to the Washington Commanders. For the Colts will receive the Commanders' 3rd round picks in 22 and 23. And then the Colts will receive a 7th round pick. But after 1 season, right? And I will say this, after 1 season with the Colts and getting moved that quickly for Carson Wentz, do you know who the Colts head coach is? Do you remember who it is?
Who's the head coach, Deonte?
Frank Reich.
Wait, that sounds familiar.
Very familiar.
Isn't that the same guy? Go ahead, Deonte.
Yeah. Let me tell it to the people. Frank Reich was the offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles when they won the Super Bowl that year, when Carson Wentz got hurt in the wild card round.
Yeah,
got hurt in the wild card round.
That 10-game 3rd down outlier of his career. Yes, gotcha.
Yes, that one. Frank Reich was the offensive coordinator that season, and many attributed Wentz's success to Frank Reich, right? And so when Frank Reich became the head coach of the Colts, Carson Wentz going there was seen like a match made in heaven because, hey, he was my offensive coordinator here. This seems like a perfect match. I can bring back the Carson Wentz magic from that season.
The 10 games on 3rd down of that season.
The 10 games, sorry.
Of 3rd down in that season.
For Carson Wentz to get moved after 1 year with the coach that was supposed to be a perfect match for him, Wentz is done, man. You know how to say streets is done?
Yeah.
Wentz is done. Commander fans, we got our boy Marcus. He's a Washington fan.
Boy, Big Mob. Hey,
He was
Mob.
excited. He was excited. He's excited about this. I just don't see.
That's a farce.
Washington has
A
Scary
solid defense.
Terry and Scary Terry on the offense.
That's the best receiver. That's the best receiver in the division, and the best, in my opinion, the best defense in the division. Yes.
And then a great defense, but like the same thing we talked about with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, not the playoff aspect, but just playing better. Playing and Carson Wentz, those last few games in Indy, he was playing like trash, bro.
And so, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
They're carried by a really solid defense, as well as some great offensive weapons. Now, he's, in my opinion, as evidenced by his tenure with the Colts, he's a good quarterback that did what he was supposed to. I wouldn't say he necessarily elevated the players around him, but that's a story for another day. Can pull all sorts of numbers and data points out your butt, but at the end of the day, that 1 year rental is no longer there. We know that the engine that makes that team go is Jonathan Taylor, and all he needed was an average quarterback to help them have some sort of meaningful success, and that wasn't the case, unfortunately. It's okay to be a good quarterback, but if you want to be a good quarterback, you have to be on an elite team with an elite coach, with an elite defense. That's just what it is, unfortunately. You look at all the Super Bowl victories in the past, you're going to have either a great coach, an elite quarterback, or an elite offense, or an elite defense. Sometimes you have all of those, but in most cases, you're not going to. That's just what it is. Yeah. Not to take anything from him, none of the success that he's had, but the expectation of being a first-round drafted quarterback in the top 10, I don't make the rules. I don't write them. I just follow them. And those rules say that this, hopefully this third change of scenery is good enough for him. But history has shown us that it is not. But maybe there's hope.
Calling him Commander Carson, bro.
Oh, Lord.
I started. Oh, what was the? How did that video go with the dudes? Remember?
The little chant.
Yeah. What was it again?
They stole the farmers. The farmers insurance chant. We are farmers. Boom, 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 boom. They stole their whole. They stole their whole flow. Carson. Word for word, bar for bar.
Bar for bar. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's not looking good for Carson, bro. But maybe a new change of scenery will do something. But it's going to be tough.
The Giants defense, the Eagles defense, and the Cowboys defense are all finna eat real good at least 2 times of the season.
Yeah. Sorry. So there was a lot of quarterback news going on, obviously, and now there's still quarterbacks left, quarterbacks available via trade, free agency. We got Trubisky left. We got Garoppolo. We got Deshaun Watson, Marcus Mariota, those guys. Dane, who do you feel is the best quarterback option for a team that is in need of one?
I think it just depends on the situation, the scheme, the situation, the coach, and what they're going to be asked to do. If they come in there, obviously, one of the best positions in the NFL is the backup quarterback, carrying the clipboard. You can have a very long and very rich, maybe wealthy career of doing so. So I don't know, maybe the best opportunity for these guys isn't being the guy long term. Maybe they just are going to serve as the bridge quarterback, which might be good enough to, get their team, 9 to 10 wins in the season. But I'm not going to say which situation will be the best. I'd have to see how it plays out in terms of who goes where. I'll be able to tell you based on historical, context. In situations where quarterbacks who have a particular set of skill set go to a particular offense and how they perform in the past, might be able to make an informed decision. But to tell you right now, wouldn't be fair to those quarterbacks. But if I wanted to just answer your question, I'd say I'd kick the tires on Marcus Mariota, man, just to see what he still has left in the tank. Of course, another first round quarterback that. Say what you want about where he ended up, but the success or lack thereof has ultimately led him on the path of just bouncing from one team to another, which is okay. But just knowing your role and doing your job might not be enough for a quarterback in this particular offseason, not named Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson. Or Carson Wentz.
Or Carson Wentz. Yeah, the quarterback market, man. That's like I was so glad that for Denver to be able to get Russell, not just because I know, just because I was tired of being in the conversation of who was left and who we're gonna get, and a quarterback class is, I don't know, it's kind of iffy right now as far as the level.
Starting quarterbacks don't grow on trees, bro. Or franchise quarterbacks don't grow on trees.
Right, and it's case in point. If you got to have an elite quarterback to win, and when I mean win, I mean Super Bowls, right?
Elite quarterback, or good quarterback with elite pieces around him. That's the only way. That is the only way.
You've seen it the past few winners, like Matt Stafford. I mean, I'm not saying he's elite, but he got put in a perfect situation.
Thank you for clarifying. Elite coach with an elite defense. Good quarterback.
There you go.
Elite offensive weapons.
Tom Brady, right? Patrick Mahomes, the last few winners.
Elite quarterback. You go down the list. Look, you go down the list, and I'll let you know. I'll let you know how it all played out.
Oh, yeah. You got to have good quarterback play, man. And once you're set there, the rest, falls into place. But lost in all the quarterback news, man. Atlanta Falcons receiver Calvin Ridley suspended for at least the entire 2022 season for betting on games. NFL released a statement Monday announcing his suspension, saying Ridley gambled on games over a 5-day stretch in November 2021 when he was on the non-football injury list to address his mental health. Ridley stepped away from football on Halloween, saying he needed to get his personal life in order. In a series of tweets Monday after the suspension was announced, Ridley said he bet $1,500 total and that I don't have a gambling problem. He also tweeted that he couldn't even watch football at the time he made the bets. He added that he's just going to be more healthy when he comes back. Bro.
All I got to say is thank God he wasn't drinking and driving and beating up a baby mama, man, because otherwise he might only miss 4 games of the season.
Yeah, that's part of this issue. The first thing I'll address before we get to that. Why?
Yeah. That's the first question.
He bet
for seeing the win.
Well, not even that. He bet $1,500, right? And he's not getting his whole salary for this year, so he lost $11 million, bro. That's the worst bet he's ever made and ever will make. Secondly,
so far,
why? I
don't know.
And if you're gonna do it, right?
Maybe send a relative to do it. Maybe send a relative, or like Chris Carter says, a fall guy. Send your fall guy to do it.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe it's there's no way they could trace this back to me.
I just think homie wasn't thinking and just was like, it's straight. Because a lot, I've heard a lot about, the different partnerships NFL has with betting and stuff like that. But
yeah,
in the NFL and NFLPA agreement, betting is they can't do it, right?
Yeah,
it's a rule.
It's best not
the
to
players know that.
Yeah, it's just tough when you want to argue morality versus the moral side of things. Hey guys, we want to encourage you to bet. By the way, gambling is a very serious thing. If you see that this is consuming your life or causing you to lose sleep or possibly lose your job, go seek help. By the way, players in this league, obviously, there's a stake here for them to earn money from it, obviously, but
that's my argument against people that say, oh, well, the NFL has all these partnerships with betting. Well, the NFL has partnerships with beer companies, right? But you're not supposed to go drinking. You know what I'm saying? I feel like the NFL had to crack down on this, but then this will get into our next conversation about, okay, the situations where there's assaults or, the Ray Rice situation from years ago, the Tyreek Hill situation, you can go on and on about it. That's where the NFL, I feel like, took an L because That's not lining up.
It showed you where their priority was. Their priority was in protecting their chickens. It had nothing to do with doing what's right. It's protecting their investment. And you just can't have a league where the players can bet on their own teams, whether for good or for bad. It's bad business, especially in your very own apps. You post a freaking money line for the game. Like it's
but yeah, I agree with that. And it's like, and it's not like they can't bet on any. Like, it's just NFL games they can't bet on. Right?
Obviously, in my head, I would understand that. Like, okay, bet. Yeah. If if the same thing.
But you do agree that NFL players can't bet on the game, and they're like,
they shouldn't do. Okay. That's obvious, common sense. I'm sure they have meetings and seminars and all that type of stuff to educate the players on, hey guys, don't do this. I'm like, oh yeah, absolutely. But at the same time, it's like I can see the rationale. Of a player. Like, hey man, I could earn a little bit, but it's just weird. $1,500, like.
And I think that a year is crazy, bro. A season.
They're making an example out of him, which I get that, but it's like your punishments don't really, and historically speaking, your punishments don't match up with the crimes that some of these guys have committed, whether they're wrong or correction, whether they're innocent or guilty. Like, tough sell. Yeah. The heat is going to be on the next person that does something that has nothing to do with gambling. God forbid that someone
if we have another domestic.
The heat is going to be on that person situation. Because this conversation is going to come back up. It has to. Right. It has to, because at the end of the day, it exposes what this is all about. The NFL looking good and not losing any type of money, or losing in a significant amount of money at one of these key teams, because he's at a pretty huge marketed team. I don't think this would be the case at a smaller market team. This happened, I don't know. I have a good example for you. No, I would say if this happened in, never mind. I'm not going to go there. But yeah, go ahead, man. Next point. I was like, that's probably not going to sound right if it comes out. Let me just, nope.
I think he was just like I don't know, like, and I won't go back to. I mean, he could still be having mental like situation. I won't dive into that, but I think that was just a bad decision. Like, I don't get the what do you call it?
Rationale.
I'm looking for the rationale, but the positive outcome of this. You win money, but I mean,
there might be something else at play.
The risk. I think the risk is too high for something like because you know the rules. You know this is wrong. I guess that you could say that with any situation, right? But what?
Maybe he didn't
say, Anno? Oh, maybe he didn't know.
Maybe he didn't know. Or and maybe he was trying to bet on an Atlanta Hawks game and he didn't realize it. He said Atlanta Falcons. I don't know. Point blank.
I got a better question for you.
He know now. Oh, what's up?
You think he's the only one doing that?
Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Ain't no way. As many stories we hear.
Just smart enough.
Yeah, as many stories we hear about the competitiveness of these NFL locker rooms and just how many guys that enjoy the card games, the dice. Come on, bro. Ain't this hell no. There's plenty of situations. If anything, remember those seminars and meetings I told you about that teams have about gambling? If anything, that's going to happen twice as often. Like, hey guys, we got to be careful. We got to be real careful because we already know, with the NFL program in terms of pitch testing and things like that, there is an on code. A month before the testing, in whatever group message or whatever text changes you have, is like, hey guys, we need to make sure that we're keeping clean and we're not doing any extracurricular activities that could get us fined or suspended for games. All right, bet. There's already inside information about that. Well, when the NFL was at the height of their suspending guys for, putting medicinal drugs in our bodies that had, less damning effects than narcotics. But that's a discussion for another day. Anyways, this definitely does happen, unfortunately. But that's just whatever consenting adults decide to do with their money is their business. Now, whether or not they have consequences that follow them, that's up to them. But it's definitely taking place. Without a doubt, it's definitely taking place.
Well, it's just being smart about it, I guess you could say.
Facts.
Quote unquote smart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get caught.
They sending it to a cousin, a relative, or a fall guy, and it's like,
sending it to Ray.
Yeah, Ray, Pookie, TT, DJ.
Yeah. In other news, your boy, this is actually from a few weeks ago, and just catching up on it. Two, I'd say back to back. Kirk Herbstreit to announce Thursday night football games, which will now be on Amazon.
We'll be having that on you.
Al Michaels.
I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. I'm good on
Troy Aikman on the verge of leaving Fox for ESPN's Monday Night Football. And there's rumors that maybe Joe Buck could follow him. Why don't you like Joe Buck?
He's annoying as hell. It's just a disgusting act.
Remember when Randy Moss Moon?
That's what I'm talking about. Oh, a disgusting act. Like, bro.
There's no place for that. No place for that in this league.
Literally had everybody doing it after scoring like touchdowns, like, playing football during lunch, everybody doing the fake moon. Like, everybody was doing it. I remember that. Everybody was doing it. Doing the fake Randy Moss Moon. Yeah. the dance at the end.
Yeah.
You heard him talk about that before, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, Randy Moss?
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, the reason why Randy Moss decided to mock Moon the entire, I think it was the Green Bay Packers, on the way to the game, or games with an S, he would see, like, as they were on the bus arriving, he would see a bunch of these fans, as he put it, pulling down their pants and pressing their butts up against, like, the bus and stuff like that. So as he, driving through, that's all that he said they saw was pale white asses.
Nothing but ass. Bro, that's disgusting.
Can you think about that in negative degree temperature? Not even being able to feel your fingers and mooning people like that's just.
Maybe they didn't think they were pulling their pants down all the way because it was so cold. Couldn't feel it. Oh, I thought I just brought it down halfway.
Facts. I mean, obviously, mooning people in public is, it's disgusting. You shouldn't do it. But just the funniness of it, like we.
That is funny.
Oh my god! So that's why he did it. But he got suspended. Did he get fined or suspended for that? I can't remember.
He just got fined. I don't think he got suspended.
But Joe Buck was just over the top, like, "Oh my gosh, the worst thing I've ever seen in my life." Yeah. Like, bro.
Yeah, but we're seeing a shuffling of these announcer teams.
It's all Tony Romo's fault.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, I said it.
I think people saw Tony Romo get that bag and was like,
exactly. Like, wait a minute, I'm way better than this guy. Like.
And Tony isn't bad to me.
Sometimes he's just annoying as hell.
Yeah, he's just very over the top. Very over the top.
You can see the robber here coming down into the box. You're gonna see a quick pass here from Patrick Mahomes. Handoff outside stretch. What was that, Tony?
Well, remember that one time he was hitting on everything beforehand, and he just kept rolling with it.
Broken clock is right twice.
Yeah.
Sometimes people just want to watch the game and you talk about what's happening, not what's going to happen. It's like, you idiot. Like, you don't want to. You turn off a lot of people. Like, and you're already Cowboys.
Jim, that was
wow, and Chase is on the case. Like,
we should be like that, bro.
Yeah, I'm good.
Episode 77. Wow, we're 23 episodes away from 100, Dane.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. So I mean, I get his excitement for the game, but sometimes some of that shit is uncalled for. As a Cowboys fan, bro, I'm just trying to. It's a long day at work. I'm just trying to watch a good game on a Monday night. Like, and you're ruining it. You're ruining it. Look at my lips. You're ruining it. So yeah, it's all Tony. In my opinion, it's all Tony's fault. The moment he got that bag, and it was like, wait a minute, this mediocre ass quarterback can, get this giant, huge, beautiful contract. Certainly me, myself, a Hall of Fame quarterback, I can do the same thing. So I ain't mad at Troy. Chase that money. But as much as they paying these guys, there's plenty of money that should be going around to these players too. So that's my code. I'm gonna stay on it. You feel me? But shout out to Troy, number 8.
Troy Aikman. All right, Dane. That time. You ready?
Yes, sir.
What's that sound?
Nerdy news segment brought to you by.
Shout out to Keith. Shout out to Keith one time.
Okay, I just realized I put this in the notes, but I forgot to talk to you about it beforehand.
Oh, here's the thing. You can talk about it, and I'll just turn my volume down.
No.
Yeah, that way nothing has to be spoiled for you, boy. Because look, spoiler alert, your boy, I ain't been able to go see it yet. I'm kind of in the middle of packing, moving into a house. So it's like my weekends have been booked. We're supposed to be going to see it this Friday. Me and the wife. The wife wants to see it.
It meaning the Batman.
The Batman. So
the Batman.
One of my co-hosts here.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
One of my co-hosts here has seen it. Your boy, have been slacking, and I
no, because we gotta bounce it back and forth. I need that. Pause.
I'm like, wow. What did you say? You want to repeat that clearly into the mic, sir? This boy's a deviant.
We'll talk about the Batman after you see it.
Okay. Oh shoot, there's new Moon Knight footage. Damn it, I'm slipping again. When did that come out? Yesterday?
It was today, and it was just a couple of new shots about. It was like a featurette where they interview a couple of like the stars of the show.
What do you feel about? Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. That was very rude of me. What do you feel about Saturday? Just hopping on real quick to go like 10 minutes and then uploading that as an individual standalone clip, and then of course going back to it and just saying, after reviewing the footage and seeing it again and having time to soak it in, let's talk about it on the actual What do you feel?
Yes, that was my plan.
My nigga, I'm glad you said this. I'm glad you said that. Okay, bet.
Yeah. That's
I didn't mean to get in front of your creative flow. My bad, bro.
Dane's gonna see the Batman Friday, hopefully, and we will upload a clip of our.
I'm seeing it Friday.
Okay, he's seeing it.
I'm gonna see the movie. You feel me?
He's seeing it. So we'll talk about that on a YouTube clip that we'll post on YouTube about it. But Moon Knight footage. Moon Knight's coming out March 30th. MCU's version of Batman, some say, but right around the corner. A lot of cool new footage about that, so check that out. I don't know if you heard, Dane, there's rumors of a Daredevil Disney Plus show coming next month, or not next month, but
your boy
down the road.
Vincent D'Onofrio posted on Twitter not too long ago about something like, we're a Vincent D'Onofrio fan house. Like, we love, so he said something, we listen. And the tweet said WF. So WF, what does it stand for?
And more importantly, the Netflix the Netflix Marvel shows are now coming to Disney Plus, so that only backs that up. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think it was only a matter of time before that happened. I mean, do you feel like the content that we saw on the Marvel Daredevil show we'll see on Disney Plus, or do you think they'll kind of tame it a little bit?
Nope. They know that Daredevil, Punisher, those are two very successful entities, Marvel entities on Netflix. They know what the fans want. They know what the fans need. So whatever parental controls they have to have established in the accounts, that will be made possible, because Moon Knight, that ain't no squeamish type of stuff either. Like, if they're going to really dive into the mental health side of, all things MCU, it's impossible for them to roll it out and and be all, pixie dust and rainbows and, niceness and the little Disney endings that they add on to all their cartoons from the 90s. Like, they can't do that with this. So, they can try it if they want to, but they're going to have a lot of people really pissed off. And they're big on their, the analytics side of viewership and how often something's been watched, all that type of stuff. That, people talk about it all the time. They want to make sure the whole point of Marvel or Disney, period, is to put those butts in seats in the theaters. Now, the other side of that, of course, is to get as many viewers as they possibly can to watch something on a streaming platform available at home. And to do that, you want to maximize your viewership. Your product has to be either on the level or better than what it previously was. And we saw on Netflix, this is Dane B's opinion, specifically, what we saw on Netflix from Daredevil and Punisher, like that was elite. So
yeah, I looked up the rating. It was mature on Netflix. Now, I'm not sure if we'll get the mature part on Disney Plus, but I think the fact that they're bringing those shows to Disney Plus kind of brings that into account. I think they'll go R. I don't know about MA, which R is just
okay.
Sorry. Yeah. So, I thought you were saying or. You're saying R. Yeah. I think we'll see some kind of level or announcement where Disney Plus, kind of perfectly puts that in the class where, hey, put those controls on these particular shows. Maybe just like the street level shows like the Daredevils, and if we eventually get Jessica Jones coming in a new show or something like that. But yeah, that is coming down the line, Dane. And for our next segment, also remember, we'll do the Batman thoughts this weekend. Be looking out for that on YouTube. And then for our final segment, what y'all want?
You are now tuned in to the
What Y'all Want
segment of the Duo Sports and Stuff podcast.
The What Y'all Want segment brought to you by Keith.
Shout out to Keith.
Thank you, Keith. Dane, I kind of just threw this part in here. We did not get calls this week, but it is March. March Madness. And I decided, right? Yeah. March Madness is kicking off. The conference tournaments are in play this week.
Really?
Selection Sunday is this Sunday. Yes, Dane. And so this is what we're going to announce here on the What Y'all Want segment. The Duo will be doing a March Madness contest tournament challenge on ESPN. The link to that is in the description of this episode. The winner, Dane hasn't heard this. The winner of the March Madness tournament challenge contest will, if they want, come on an episode with Dane and I on the Duo Sports and Stuff podcast. Let's go. I think people will find that pretty fun. You can talk about anything you want with Dane and I coming on the episode with us. I'll have the link to the tournament challenge. It's ESPN's tournament challenge that, I think most people use that one. So I created a group for that. The episode link, the link to the challenge is in the description of this episode. Winner, you're guesting.
It's a word, right? It's an advernoun.
Advernoun, adverb-ish. Right. Yeah, you can come on. You're coming on an episode with us, or you could just say no, but I don't think you would.
Look, if you love us, you wouldn't do that. Let's manipulate them. If you love us, you wouldn't do that, would you?
Yeah, would you?
Turn the boys down.
You wouldn't hit a guy with glasses, would you? No, but I think that's pretty cool to do something in March as far as the contest and make it part of our What Y'all Want segment, because you're literally coming on the show with us as the winner. So we'll do that.
So what happens if multiple people, like, what if let's say there's 50 entries and 3 people, they have the same exact bracket, and they, of course, they. What are they going to do then? You want to have 3 people on? Because I'm down for a party, man. I ain't tripping.
I've not determined the tiebreaker situation yet, but
you're supposed to have that little. That's the part of the fine print language. You're supposed to
say really fluent.
No purchase necessary.
Subject to, and they have all that
must
tiny
be
print at the bottom.
Must be 18 to apply, and then it cuts off. Yeah, it's got real small text. You got to use a magnifying glass to read it. That's what you're supposed to put in there, a little disclaimer. But it's your first time doing this. I understand. Man.
Yeah, you know.
It's only episode 77.
We'll figure out the tiebreaker scenarios, but yeah, March Madness contest winner, guest on the duo. Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Episode 77 of the duo. Dane, you got anything to say before we get out of here, my guy?
We're in the midst of spring break, or spring break is soon to be upon us. So y'all have fun, enjoy yourselves, be responsible. It's getting cold out there, so man, y'all make sure you put your jacket on.
I am tired of the cold weather, brother.
Yeah, me too, man. But
Oh yeah, don't forget your clocks this week. Spring forward this weekend. Yeah, I love this time of year though, because that's how you know summer's right around the corner. That spring coming forward. Know what I'm saying? Know what I'm talking about? Don't look at me like I'm crazy, man. I hate you.
I'm sorry.
Episode 77. Apple, Spotify, YouTube. Hey, YouTube, man, subscribe to the pod. If you're watching this episode, subscribe, like. That's how we get noticed. Tell your friends. Tell your friends' friends. On Spotify, give us a rating. They have ratings now on Spotify. Give us a 5-star on Spotify. On Apple, 5-star review. That helps us out. Helps us get noticed. Also, Dane, on Good Pods, we're number 42. 42 on the top indie sports podcast. Yeah.
Made possible by you.
Made possible by you, the
viewer. Made possible by you, the viewer.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. Number 42. That's pretty dang good. Let's see if we can get higher. Let's get higher. Let's get higher. Let's get higher. I told you I'm getting my Tony Romo on at the end.
Oh my gosh.
Episode 77, we out.